All right, so let's actually start the actual program now. Now, when we look at the situation for tomorrow, the National Weather Service is calling for about 1 to 3 inches of snow. Now this it's so weirdly on this camera, just so strange. But the National Weather Service of Fort Worth, which is if you watch like the local news, the National Weather Service is where they get their news from. So, touche. I mean, that's pretty much the ultimate weatherman right there. And so what they're saying is that they've played a winter weather advisory on the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex from midnight tonight to noon tomorrow. And so what they're calling for in this, let's see if I can get this graphic up on here. And gosh, golly. Now this should be a rather quick event. The snow should be in and out of here in about 1 to 2 hours here. Now the snow will fall amount. Darn, I should really hate Google. Okay, screen share, perfect. All right, so here you see. Okay, here you see my entire screen. Now let's look at this right here. We go to pictures. Okay. All right, so when we let's look at this graphic right here. So if you look at this graphic issued by the National Weather Service, we have the entire Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex area, and as you can see here, we have the entire Metroplex is under a winter weather advisory. And what they're currently predicting, as we talked about that low pressure system coming in from New Mexico. And that low pressure system is expected to move right over the DFW area. Now, because of the freezing temperatures, we can see that around this line here north, so I'll play on DFW right here, they're currently forecasting about 1 to 2 inches of snow with this area around Rockwall County going northeast into Paris, along Highway 78. They're expecting 1 to 3 inches with locally higher amounts here. Now, when it says locally higher amounts, it's important to stress that this forecast is pretty much just a big troll. I mean, you could see, and somewhere here it could see nothing, while somewhere over here it could see 4 inches of snow. As well as what the National Weather Service is saying is that they're expecting some consecutive snow bands where on these snow bands they're expecting very, very heavy snow. Not blizzard conditions, I would say, but the snow would be quite heavy in nature, and that could dump up to 3, 4, 5 inches of snow in that area. Now let's go back over here and talk about the snow in general. Now, this snow they're calling for is rather wet snow. So although it's going to be a frozen precipitation type, it's not going to be like the sleet or the ice we saw where there's going to be zero traction. There's going to be a little traction on there, which is one reason why I will personally believe that school will still be on for tomorrow, because it's much easier to grasp onto the snow rather than sleet or ice. Now, here's another thing looking at this forecast for tomorrow. It's still highly unpredictable, and with this forecast, you could see a lot of changes going into tomorrow. You could see if the temperatures move a couple degrees, you could start seeing sleet falling, you could start seeing ice falling, and that could cause a major difference in the forecast. And currently the models, the North American model, the STAT model, are showing differences in what type of precipitation is falling. And some are still calling for all rain, some are saying no precipitation, while others are saying a complete downpour of snow. So when we look at this, we have to be really cautious with what we say here, because this could really go any way. But for right now, the consensus is that we'll be seeing about 1 to 3 inches of snow, and we have a visitor. Who's the visitor? Oh, okay. Someone opened the door, but right now we're just looking at about 1 to 3 inches of snow with locally higher amounts. Now, what's interesting is that some of the models are saying that 1 to 3, that higher amount of snow, is right over this Plano Southern Collin County area going northeast, but I find that kind of hard to believe. It's really just a luck game. We could tomorrow when you wake up, you could see half a foot of snow out there because of that snow band we talked about that comes right over Plano. But either way, since it's a wet snow, it's going to be really wet, and also not to mention that tomorrow the temperatures will climb well above freezing into the lower 40s, so all the snow that is there will likely be gone by the evening hours and will just completely melt away. And so, god damn. Okay, so when we look at that, it should not be a big issue. So if you're gonna ask me about the chances for school tomorrow, it's highly probable that we'll probably have school tomorrow. It's like a 60-40 chance because of the fact that that tomorrow the snow is such a wet snow. There's actually traction on it. Therefore, people will be able to drive on it. You won't have a lot of slip and sliding. And even though there's a high amount of snow, if you remember last year, I don't know if any of you remember this last year, but last year we also had a snow event where we had about 3 inches of snowfall in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, including in this kind of metroplex. So when we look at that, situation from last year, it's quite easy to see why they would select, because we already have 2 days of no school, and honestly, today wasn't that bad. But I mean, it's up to them because in Plano, it's almost impossible to delay school. The way our bus schedule works, it's really hard in the Plano Independent School District to delay school 2 hours because it's just a complete disaster mess for the school bus system because they just can't mobilize all those buses in time for them to do that. So when we look at that, it's really almost just. I mean, I guess Mr. McKinney might want to let school continue because we have that RCQ tomorrow, which personally, if you haven't started your WAP notes yet, I would start them right now because it looks like we probably will have school tomorrow. But it's you can pray to your gods or demons or do your snow rituals, but personally, I see a 60% chance for school tomorrow because the chances for school to not happen tomorrow to be extremely low. And I mean, it's just the wet snow, you can just drive on it. Now let me try to find this graphic here from the National Weather Service explaining these precipitation types. Where is it? Darn it, can't find it. Okay, plan B. In that case, I'll show you this model from the National Weather Service explaining the snow models for tomorrow. So let's see. Let's pull this up. All right, so here is the expected snowfall accumulations through Wednesday morning, and like I said before, you have this big little localized area right now, that low heavy snow where we could see 4 to 5 inches of snow is in this northeast area going from the Highway 78 corridor going through Greenville and up through Paris. And although that's probably going to be what's going to happen, we're going to see a harvalized heavy snow falling in that area also, mainly because over here to the east towards Arkansas and Tennessee, in that area, we're going to see, especially in the Atlanta area, you're going to see a lot of snow over there. In fact, they're about to see a really big snowstorm. But here in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, around DFW here, we'll probably see around 1 to 2 inches of snow here, and maybe if we are lucky and we get those snow bands going through right over your home, you could see a little more snow here, maybe 3 to 4 inches of snow. But it all depends on where those snow bands fall, because you could end up, because this is one real troll of forecast, because you could end up seeing nothing or you could end up seeing a ton. So this is really what's going to be interesting about going into the forecast in the next coming days. Now let's take a look at our Twitter feeds. By the way, some people ask me where I get all this information. Twitter is honestly, in my opinion, the best source of information out there. And so let's see. Let's take a look here. Gosh. Now, I'm no meteorologist, just to say that. And let me just reiterate that I am not a meteorologist, okay? I am not trained. All I do is just report what I hear, what I see. So, I mean, yeah. So, pray to Pete Delkus. Yeah, Pete Delkus is the guy who controls your destinies. But, okay. But, and also, going back to the chances for school tomorrow, since this is going to be a localized event, meaning that some places could see a lot of snow and some places could see almost no snow, the localized areas, like let's just say, for example, we see a huge ton of snow over the Collin County, the southern Collin County area, and northern Dallas County. If that's the case, and we see almost no snow in like the Tarrant County where Fort Worth is, then it's most likely we can see that areas such as Plano, McKinney, Allen, Frisco, Richardson, those areas would cancel school, while places like Fort Worth, Keller, Weatherford, those areas would likely see school because honestly, they wouldn't. This is a very unpredictable event, so it's unlike the last couple of days where they were pretty certain that there would be large scale impacts such as the freezing of roads. This is like completely up in the air right now, so you're probably gonna have to wait till the morning, and honestly, just to be safe, do your lab notes because we're probably gonna have school tomorrow. So do your homework. For those of you that go to Shepton, apparently the biology chart quiz is not till next Monday, so I guess you can kind of calm down on that. But oh my goodness, but just watch the forecast. And my dad, there's a Chinese proverb out there that says, "Don't believe what you hear, but believe what you see." So even if all these people are going to be like, because these forecasts out there, especially if you look at your iPhone right here, like honestly, if you ask me, this weather app right here, this this app right here, this your iPhone weather app, this is complete trash. Okay, this is absolute garbage. This will get you nowhere. Okay, this is absolute complete trash. So believe what you believe, but honestly, if you ask me, if you look at the Weather Channel, and you see that, oh, we have 80% chance of snow tomorrow, yeah, and especially with the percentages, if you see that 80% chance of snow, yeah, it's probably gonna snow, but you don't know how much it's gonna snow. Could snow like one snowflake. There you go, that's snow. You have an 80% chance of snow, one snowflake. But you also have to look at the weather data. You have to look at how much snow is gonna fall, what the atmosphere is gonna be like, how much lift there is, and going into that, and that's how you determine what your chances for snow are, especially the people down at the weather service. Now, if you want some positive news, since it's been so cold the past couple of days, the snow will be pretty easy. It'll be pretty easy for the snow to stick on the ground, on the trees, and so with this heavy, thick snow, because he's in power outages. So if you really want some good news, I guess if there's so much snow building up on the power lines at Shepton, and we have another big thing and where the power line just comes crashing down. Yeah, the school's not going to send you to Shepton or whatever school you go to if the power is not out. The power is on, it's like 35 degrees outside. So if you want, you can pray that the snow is going to have so much weight that it's going to pull down the power lines. But as of right now, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen. And so, and to reiterate, I personally don't think Plano ISD would ever delay school. It's just too much logistical work to do for PISC to call all those school bus drivers and to tell everyone, okay, 2 hour delay. You need to get. It's just too much work for everyone. So it's either they're going to cancel it or they're going to do nothing with it. And right now, it's looking like they're going to do nothing with it because since it's wet snow, it's easier to drive on. Then I mean, I don't really see why they would cancel school for that, honestly, because they didn't cancel school last time we had a big snow event like this last year. But like today, when there was barely like anything out there, and right now there's nothing out there, they still canceled school. So if for some God bless crazy reason that this turns into an ice event, it's where the ground becomes ice and we start seeing freezing rain or sleet, then in that case, yes, school would probably be canceled. But right now, it's looking like a wet snow event, and the temperatures are going to rise above freezing pretty quickly in the afternoon, meaning that getting out of school shouldn't be a problem. So around 4:15 when school comes out, there should not be any impacts at all. And that pretty much wraps up what I am going to say. And also, stay tuned because on Friday morning we have another small chance for some wintry weather, this time in the form of ice. But I'm not even going to get to that right now because we just quite frankly don't know much about that event. Now, let's take a look at what is. Now, let's see what the heck is going on in the comments section. Hmm. Okay. Now so if you want me to, I guess, I guess you can turn this off now because that's pretty much all I was going to say. But reiterate, this is garbage. I don't know how the Android app is, but this is just complete trash. I guess it's a good reference source. Like, I just don't like it at all. And ugh. But stay tuned tomorrow because you could either wake up to a crap ton of snow or you could wake up to zero snow. And at the end of the day, it's just what you want to take with that information. And also, if you didn't see my Facebook post from last night, I recommend you follow or favorite the National Weather Service out of Fort Worth. Again, they are the weatherman, the ultimate weatherman. They are where they weatherman get their information from. So follow them because that's if you were to follow anyone, follow them because they have the ultimate say on the weather. I would also follow Texas Storm Chasers. They're really, really smart people, and their entire lives are pretty much dedicated to the weather. So follow them. They're really good at weather predicting. And also, Steve McCauley, go search up his name. Steve McCauley, he used to be a weather forecaster at WFAA 8. The reason why I started trusting him with my life was because in 2000, so a couple years ago, it snowed on Christmas Day. And a month out, it was like right after Thanksgiving, he was like, "Am I still on Christmas Day?" I think so. Stay tuned. Guess what? It's still on Christmas Day. And then he did it again a couple months later when we had that big, long ice storm. And right before the Super Bowl, he predicted that again almost 3 weeks early. So he's really good at looking out long range forecasts. So follow him or like him. I don't think that's a Twitter, but like him on Facebook. And DFW Scanner, they have a Twitter and Facebook. DFW Scanner, they're pretty good at posting emergency information too, especially like big accidents on the freeway. So if you get stuck in traffic, you know what the heck is going on ahead of you. And just stay informed. Current events, the big difference in the world between a smart person and a not so smart person is the amount of information they obtain, and especially true when we look at current events. So those are my personal recommendations. If you have any other personal recommendations, you guys just comment them. So because I am always looking for more current event stuff to look at. Current events is honestly what I like doing the most. I can blabber on here for the whole night if you want. But and also now let's talk about the school aspect to this. So as you may or may not know, the Plano Independent School District does not have makeup days built onto the end of the year. These makeup days are now built into these new professional development days they carved out of the year. The Plano Independent School District, I believe, they're on the Monday after Easter, so the Friday. So you have Good Friday, you have that go into that Easter weekend, and they built a new professional development day that Monday, April 6th. That holiday will not exist anymore on the Monday after Easter because we already used one bad weather makeup day, so you'll be going to school the Monday after Easter on April 6th. And also, they built it another professional teacher development day on May 22nd, the Friday before Memorial Day weekend. That day will also be used as a school day because we use our second day today. Now, if we use another day, they just have to waive that off. And honestly, if they waive that day off, I don't know what they're going to do with the other 2 days. But we'll have to see. I don't think they're going to waive these 2 days off because right now, let's talk about STAAR testing for a little bit. it. STAR testing is complete trash. Like honestly, there was an article out of the Austin on the Texas Tribune, excuse me, and this college professor said that even he thought the questions were garbage when his third grader came home and took her reading star questions, because you guys all probably took the reading star. The reading star, all those opinion analytical questions, and God bless, hopefully Mr. Bikini is not watching me right now. Those reading questions, those analytical questions, I mean, they just don't make sense. I mean, it's so opinionated. And honestly, especially with at the elementary school level, it's asking for such an abstract reasoning of thought. The scientific studies show that your abstract reasoning of thought does not show up until the age of 12. So, I mean, these kids, I mean, it's almost kind of like a luck game. I mean, and now because of the way apparently we want to compete with China and we want to be like the smart Asian kids over there, we're accelerating the entire math curriculum. So what used to be 7th grade math is now 6th grade math. So they're accelerating the entire curriculum earlier year. In fact, I believe what I've heard out of Frankfurt was that now they're actually teaching half of Algebra 1 and the second semester of 7th grade to get them ahead, to accelerate that curriculum. So I don't know how that's going to turn out, but go Texas, woohoo. So, yeah, STAR testing is trash. I mean, honestly, like, we lose so many school days learning useless stuff, like that expository essay thing, like, really. I mean, come on. You still have to put in that grade. Expository essays. I mean, I guess it's good if you learn that outside, but when you get it to the point where it's so oriented around the STAR standards, which are so obligatory and detrimental towards your own like logical reasoning, it's just not. It doesn't make sense. So there's my rant about STAR testing. I'm sorry if you didn't want to hear that, but that's just my personal opinion. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get some. Or hopefully Mr. McKinney doesn't see this. Mr. McKinney does see this. I can look forward to like a 20 on my next hay or something, but oh well. Also, so if you're just joining in right now, recap is that we'll be looking at about 1 to 3 inches of snow tomorrow. Oh, darn it. Uh-oh, teacher comment. That's not good. We'll be looking at about 1 to 3 inches of snow in the immediate Dallas-Fort Metroplex tomorrow, and 1 to 3 inches of snow tomorrow. And with that 1 to 3 inches of snow, we could see some areas with a higher amount of snow, depending on what we talk about as consecutive snow bands. And so you're right over your house. You could get lucky. And let's just say that a snow band was right over the city of Plano. City of Plano could get dumped with 8 inches of snow tomorrow. And we could also have no school, honestly, because I think we have 8 inches of snow where they're not going to take you to school. That's just too much snow. And also with that heavy amount of snow, if you really want to talk about school cancellation factors, that high amount of snow could build it up on the power lines, causing those to crash down. Like at Shepton, we had that bus that pulled over that power line, and they'll send you all home. That could happen again here. But either way, stay tuned. We probably won't know we probably won't know if school's going to cancel until tomorrow night. But always stay tuned. Watch the news. Don't fall behind. Do your lab notes, because we probably will have school tomorrow. The chances are like 70% we will have school, 30% we won't. So make sure you do your homework. And Chapter 14 is still due tomorrow. If you haven't seen that. I believe there's like an AP Human Genome Math test coming up soon too. So make sure you do your homework. Watch the news. And let's see if I see anything new on Twitter right now. And also, for some reason, I'm like completely off. I'm completely off YouTube right now because the audio was lagging. Like you're seeing right now, if you're on YouTube, you're watching like a 2-minute lag delay. So if you have any questions, comments, facilities, just please go on to my Facebook account or Twitter and at me or whatever you want to do and ask me questions there, because I don't know why, but just please go on there. And Plano ISD, of course, they say as the district continues to monitor weather conditions this evening overnight, please reference our page, aka that's just a buttered down version of we're probably going to have school tomorrow. I'm sorry, but we probably will. I'm not saying I'm not saying that chance of no school is completely gone, but as of right now, we probably will have school tomorrow, especially in this, especially with the wet snow. The snow's going to be so wet, it's going to be really easy to get traction on, unlike this ice we see today. So that's just also something to take note of. So I guess I'll sit here and just kind of look at the screen. If you have any questions, text me. Find some way other than YouTube to find some way other than YouTube to ask those questions, because I just can't. There's just so much lag on that. I don't even want to get on there anymore. So let's do that. Okay. So I'll be here, and I guess I can show you some interesting things on the. Okay. So what I do is, I always, this is like my main source of news right here. Go to www.weather.gov, and here, this will lead you to the National Weather Service's website. This is all United States. They are the ultimate weatherman in the United States. And so once you get onto this map here, go to approximately where the Dallas-Fort Worth area is here, and then so click on the Dallas-Fort Worth region, and we'll bring you to the Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas forecast office. And so their office is up to the north of Fort Worth, and they track the weather all throughout the area. And this is where you get all your information, your forecast information. So this is like the big go-to place right here. And honestly, if you want to follow Pete Delkus on Twitter, and he'll make you pray to him, and I guess he'll cancel school for you. But this is the big go-to weather spot right here. Now I guess I'll just go on Facebook now and see what's going on here. Yeah, I see right here, Steve McCauley. He is the god right here. This is the god right here. So making the final tweaks of the snow forecast map should be out in less than 30 minutes. So yeah, now he uses a stat model. Stat is a mathematical math model. So that should be good. Look, Melody. Yes, Melody, you should do your homework. Please do your homework. Please, please, please do your homework. Please, just do your homework. So to wrap up one more time, I think there will be school tomorrow. There will, WILL, be school tomorrow, because of the fact that the snow, there will be a lot of traction on that wet snow. Apparently I said something different, but I think there will, who put this on the chef and said, holy, okay, but just realize that in my opinion, I think there will be school, because the snow will be wet, causing traction. Okay. So, okay. Anyways, so just be ready for school tomorrow. Do your homework. Read your WAP book. Apparently, there's an English project. Do that. Just make sure that you do your homework tomorrow. And like Plain Elise right here, Plain Elise, Words of Wisdom right here. The makeup days will be on April 6th and May 22nd. So apparently Sarah Lee is confused. Do your homework. I think there will be school tomorrow, okay? There probably will be school tomorrow. So just do your homework. And now, and obviously please get off if you're not interested, but I'm just gonna show you some more interesting things that I like to talk about. Now, also the Dallas Morning News, great source of news right here. The Dallas Morning News right here. Dallas Morning News, as they say. Yeah, and also, I failed to mention this before, but the National Weather Service is saying that the snow should arrive after midnight. So don't expect anything before you go to sleep, unless you sleep at like 5 a.m. That's not good for you. But just be aware of the fact that this will be a very, very surprise event. We probably won't know much about what's going to happen until early tomorrow morning. So do your homework, because we're probably gonna have. That's just the honest. So if you have any questions, instead of just going on and saying I'm here, I guess you can do some many other things. If you want, I guess I can talk about current events. So in case we have a current event quiz tomorrow and debate, but President Obama vetoed the Keystone XL pipeline, using it for the first time in over 5 years. So obviously it's going to make the Republicans pretty pissed. And honestly, if you ask me, I mean, we're really not increasing our energy security. We're getting it from Canada. I mean, although it's a lot better than getting it from the Middle East. If you want to use the term energy security, we're not really securing much energy, and we're definitely not making ourselves energy independent. So, yeah, if you already did your homework, good for you. Go to sleep early. Whoever just sent that melody, okay. And also, please, if you see someone that says school's canceled, whether it be on Twitter, Facebook, Tumblr, and Pinterest, MySpace, please, God bless you, please verify your source. Because the worst thing that can happen is that you, like last night, because the worst thing that can happen is that, like last night, where someone made a fake Plano Independent School District Twitter account, where this guy, oh my God, he used, instead of using a fake L, he used a capital I, making it look like the same thing. So that'll confuse everyone and think that was legit. It made Mr. Glasscock, by the way, Mr. Glasscock is an actual person. Mr. Glasscock, that Twitter account is actually run by Mr. Glasscock. He is a principal at Rice Middle School. People all believed him, and people all believed him. CBS 11 News, the local CBS station, even believed that fake Twitter account because Mr. Glasscock believed in it. So there you go for that. And so there you go. Please verify your source. I don't know when the AP Human Genome Map test is. Apparently, it's going to be on. Apparently, it's going to be that. Apparently, the map test. Apparently, someone told me it was supposed to be today, Tuesday. I doubt that's true, but I mean, just be ready for it. Europe, no other countries, no other microstates, Andorra, Liechtenstein, San Marino, but the Vatican, Malta. Just kind of know where everything is, know where the rivers are, know where other countries are. Just be ready for that. Chapter 14, TBH. I still need to read Chapter 14. I need to read like the back couple pages. All I know is about the Sui dynasty, the Tang dynasty, and the Song dynasty. So read that if you're in humanities, and make sure you know what is going on. Yeah. Let's see if Steve Macaulay has his forecast ready yet. Because Steve Macaulay, I mean, I'm going to tell you, Ron, you better follow Steve Macaulay right here, because he is honestly like a weather god. His forecasts are straight fire. Quotes Cindy Evans, because they're just wonderful forecasts. Now, I guess if you want, we can look at embarrassing pictures on Facebook, but I don't think that's worth it, my time. Another thing to note is going into tomorrow and the rest of the week, we're gonna see, because honestly, snow. Because everybody's, what really bothers me. Okay, this is my biggest pet peeve is when, like, you call it a snow day. Okay, I like being technical with terms here, and with that snow, we have not had any snow per se. We might have had trace or snow. We might have a couple snow fragments here and there, but the past couple days has been ice. We had an ice day, so it's not even snow. Please use the correct term. Tomorrow, if we didn't have school, that would be an actual legit snow day. So please make sure that. And also with the AP Human Genome Map test, if it was today, it would not have been tomorrow. Mrs. Ross would never do that. It'll be next week. So please don't freak out that the AP Human Genome Map test will be tomorrow, because that would just be complete garbage. Oh, hey, look, it's snow. Look, I'm sorry, but okay. So be ready for any tests or anything like that. Some people have claimed it was not allowed that for Miss Haven to still get the RCQ for Chapter 14 tomorrow. Apparently, Miss Haven told the sophomores that some of the sophomore classes on Friday that the RCQ would actually be today, regardless of what snow they had, how many ever snow days we would have. But apparently, CMAC, Mr. McKinney, never told us the freshman class. Definitely not third period. So go figure. Which just also brings up an interesting point. If you were like completely isolated, if you lived under a rock, and you got the email from PISD for some crazy reason that everything was pushed back a day, but you didn't know that the RCQ was still tomorrow, you would be screwed over. I mean, honestly. And I mean, there are a lot of variables into that. Like, let's say your power, they said if you forgot your WAP book at school, if you didn't bring it back, that you could just use the online part version of my PISD. Well, let's say you also live under a rock, you didn't have a computer, your internet doesn't work, your power went out. There are a lot of variables that can go into that. So I don't know. It'll be interesting if we do have school tomorrow. It'll be interesting to see what Miss Haven says to those kids that didn't do their lab notes. So do them if you can. If you can't, good luck. Also, it's another interesting point that grades are supposed to be due tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. So we'll see how the whole grade situation goes, because Mr. McKinney has still not put in my expository grade or my hay grade. So we'll see what happens to that. And also, oh my, okay, interesting. But yeah, just make sure you do your homework. If you have any grades missing that you know you're missing and you can't do at home, make sure you do it tonight. So tomorrow, if we do go to school, it'll be easy for them to catch up. And overall, I mean, just know that deep down, I think there will be school tomorrow. Someone, I guess, Pete Delkus says something different. I guess believe him, but personally, I still think school is going to be on tomorrow. Yeah. So, and once again, if school is canceled tomorrow, that announcement will likely not come in until tomorrow morning, just because of the fact that this is going to be a localized event, and where some areas could see a ton of snow and a lot of impacts, and where some areas will see little to no impacts, little to no precipitation. So, school districts will not make announcements until tomorrow morning. And that's pretty much it for this. I guess you can turn off now. I'll still be here, and I'll just continually rant about random topics. For example, if you want, we can talk about velocity. Okay, I guess we can talk about that. But yeah, another interesting thing. Make sure with Dallas and nature is that in Dallas we see a lot more ice than snow, and people in the north always joke with us that even if we have 1 inch of winter precipitation on the ground, we're still going to cancel school compared to them who have like 2 feet of snow and they're still going to go to school. Well, the big reason for that is because in the north, first of all, they have the infrastructure to cope with that 2 feet of snow they get. Second of all, it's snow, and their snow is usually wet snow, so they can have traction. A third of all the people up there know how to drive in snow compared to the folks down here. So, I'm sorry, I won't teach geometry on this live stream, but in Dallas here, we usually, instead of that wet snow, we usually get that ice because of how drastically our temperatures fall down here and other factors in the atmosphere of this the southern region of the nation. So that's why we usually get ice down here, especially with that freezing. Yeah, if we have freezing rain, if we have 3 inches of freezing rain today, yeah, we're definitely not going to have school tomorrow, because freezing rain is just terrible, terrible, terrible stuff. You can't see it, so you're just gonna have like this big, thick ice layer on the ground. You're gonna have all that stick to the trees and the power lines. If we had 3 inches of freezing rain, we would be absolutely thrashed over. Like I don't like without. I don't even want to think about that because that would just completely destroy the region. I'm really sorry. I really can't teach geometry. And Rafael Halasio just asked the hottest question of the year. Make sure you do your current event tomorrow. Tomorrow's Wednesday. Do your current event. Do your current event tomorrow. Do your current event. I need to remind myself. That's a good boy. This kid right here. That's the realest question of the year. Do your current event. Do your current event. Do your current event. Do your current event. With your new region, you have a new region this 6 weeks too. Do your new current event with the new region. Okay. I guess I'll go on YouTube right now and see what comments have developed over the past over the past 40 minutes. Where is my stuff? Oh, here it is. Melody, who's your AP Human Geo teacher? Please reply in the comments on your Facebook Messenger. Snow day calculator is not a valid source of information. And also, yeah, that biology test is not until Monday. Okay. Okay, yeah, Mrs. Ross, Melody. Okay, Melody. Well, I think Mrs. Ross gave us out on Wednesday. I don't know what happened in your class, but in my class, she went through all the rows and told everyone what their new region was. So, yeah, I don't know what your region is. I'm sorry. Figure it out. I guess. I mean, do your current event because I have a feeling Mrs. Ross would expect every Wednesday to have your current event, but I guess she'll give you some leeway being the person Mrs. Ross is, but I guess do your current event if you can, just in case. Just in case. So let's go back on screen share here and see what new stuff we've got. All right. Let's look at Facebook Melody. She didn't give it to us though. What was your last region? South Asia. Okay, let me think. South Asia. Okay, I think you have Southwest Asia now. I think you have Southwest Asia. Where this kid? Latin America. What do we want? What is this? Sydney Delgado. Okay. Interesting. So make sure you do your current event. Shout out to Sydney Delgado who got a 1 on her solo ensemble. Yeah, and also apparently, I wonder if we have sectionals. That's a good question. Anyone else if you have sectionals, let me know. What is this? Okay. Gosh, I'll reply to you. Okay. I'll just leave this picture. Leave. Oh, look, it's Melody. Please be reminded that there is about a 1 minute 30-second delay on this, so just keep that in mind when you're commenting. Okay, I know that would be fun. Other than that, honestly, if we don't have school tomorrow, they should just cancel the whole week of school, because they're gonna comment. They're gonna cancel school for something like wet snow tomorrow. They're gonna probably cancel school again on Friday when we have another winter storm moving through the area on Friday morning. So they're gonna do that, and we only go to school on Thursday. I mean, it's just not worth it. They should just cancel school. Okay. Hope all of you all enjoyed your 2-day holiday. Oh my gosh, Steffi. By the way, just to reiterate the fact that I'm not a natural meteorologist, I'm only just reporting what I see from other sources, such as Steve McCauley and who's a storm chasers in the National Weather Service. So please go follow them. They're the people that actually know what they're doing, other than me, who has no clue what the heck is going on. So just take note of that. And you can leave if you want, but I'll be here for the next couple minutes. What on earth? What the actual heck? Okay. Okay, so this is actually honestly pretty fun. I should make like a weekly newscast. LOL, what a joke. But just to once again go over the facts. Ellie predicts that there's going to be no school tomorrow. I hope she's right. But right now we're looking at about 1 to 3 inches of wet snow in certain areas. We could see in a certain area. What the heck? In certain areas we could see a little. In certain areas we could see a little more snow than in other areas, and so it's really important just to wake up early tomorrow and see if they're at school or not. You'll probably figure out early tomorrow morning if there is. Now, what is this going on? Hi, Dad. This is a live broadcast. What? Huh? It's a YouTube live broadcast. It's about. Yeah, you're on a. This is a YouTube live broadcast. You want to be exposed? I'll turn the camera to you again. Yeah, you know.
Who was watching?
Huh? I don't know who's watching. I think there's like 5 people watching.
YouTube.
It's a YouTube live broadcast.
How can you do that?
Oh yeah. Technology really improved over the past couple of years.
Broadcast for what? What's the subject?
What's the subject?
Can everybody hear me too? Huh?
Everyone can hear you.
What's the response?
We're talking about school tomorrow. The chances for school tomorrow.
Well, that's all your friends here. There's not like to the general public.
Well, no, it's a publicly shared link. You don't know who's on here.
But who's interested in PISD?
True. Anyways, yeah. If you want, you can keep being on here if you want. Okay. See. Okay. That was an interesting. That was an interesting. By Raphael's mixtape when he actually drops it for once. Sean's 5, 10 viewers. Oh wow. Now, so to reiterate, expect 1 to 3 inches of snow on the ground tomorrow. It'll be really wet in nature, meaning there's going to be some traction on the ground. Don't be surprised if you get way more than 3 inches of snow because we could see localized bands of snow in certain areas, and that band, if we're lucky, could right over the Plano, North Dallas area. Now, and Plano probably will not delay school just because of the complex logistics that come with that and how Plano hasn't really done that in the past 8-9 years. Now, with the situation on Friday, there's so little data available about the situation on Friday. In fact, the event that's going to happen tomorrow morning, just as early as yesterday, we still do not know that there was going to be a snow event this morning until probably about 9-10 a.m. yesterday. So keep in touch stay tuned for Friday, because depending on how the atmosphere and everything plays out on Thursday and Friday morning, we could see another widespread major impact event on Friday morning, but that's still way too far out in the future to determine now. And please turn on your alarm. Please turn on your alarm. Oh, this kid thinks he's real special. What the heck? Okay. What is this? Well, that's actually, bro, this is actually really cool. That's actually pretty cool. True right here. This is true. Okay. Anyways. Pretty sure no one's watching this right now, so I'll just talk to myself. So, Steven, how's your day? Good. Yeah. Long day, fam. Been a long day. I'm so tired. Ay. Goodness gracious, gosh golly. Check Steve McCauley's new post. Alright, let's take a look at what Steve McCauley has to say now. Alright, well, it took forever. Wow. Okay, this changes a lot right here. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is... Please stop. Okay. Alright, so let's take a look at this right here. So I'll just read off what he says. Well, it took forever for the SAT model to stabilize in our regional forecast. So here is the result. Looks like we're looking at 3 to 5 inches for most of the metroplex, with up to half a foot of snow for a little more for parts of northeast Texas going into southern Arkansas. This will be a wet snow, like we've been saying for the past couple hours. Great for making snow sculptures of any kind. Make a good point. Making a very picturesque winter scene early in the morning. Temperatures should warm up later tonight, but not long after the precipitation begins to fall. It will chill down to near freezing. This should allow the precipitation to be in the form of snow rather than ice. But it will not be out of the realm to possibly have a brief window of opportunity for sleep before the transition to snow. This snow is expected to be pushing through the southern metroplex around midnight or shortly thereafter and proceeding to move northeast, extending out from mostly on through about 10 a.m. Wednesday. The heaviest will fall during the pre-dawn hours. Your snow will last long as a climate of 40 degrees Fahrenheit and bright sunshine during the afternoon. We have this interesting graphic here. Alrighty. So in that case, let's take a look at this. So here's a map courtesy of, here's a picture courtesy of Steve McCauley, my favorite meteorologist. And what he is saying here is that looks like we're going to get about, okay. So as it may or may not have said before, this forecast is still extremely uncertain, depending on what happens overnight tonight and what happens out to the west where the storm is coming in. This forecast could look extremely different. But like we said, it looks like generally in this area we'll get 3 to 5 inches of snow, with areas to the northeast seeing 4 to 7 inches of snow. But then again, since the snow is going to melt by the late afternoon, and since it's going to be such a wet snow, I really don't think, what the frass is this? Okay, I really don't think that they're going to cancel school tomorrow, just because of the fact that the snow is going to be, that the snow is just not going to cause, that the snow is going to have, what the heck? Okay. That this snow, I'm going to ban that, what the heck? That this, it's just that this snow is, it's just that it's really not going to, so there's going to be a lot of traction on this snow, so it's not going to be a big issue. So still be prepared. So it's going to be really pretty looking tomorrow. Just make sure you wake up early, check the news, make sure you look at viable, reliable news sources instead of some fake PISD account. This Justin, oh my goodness. Wow, okay. A little racist. Okay. I see you. Okay. What is this? Oh, you guys want to watch that marching band? All right. Okay, we're just gonna like turn off Facebook right here. That's just enough. Okay. So now I guess you'll see my ugly face again. Okay. So let me know. I guess if you want to be on the air right now, I guess we'll start adding people. If you want to get on the air, tell me what your Google Plus is. Tell me what your Google email is so we can send you an invitation, I guess. If you want. So if you want to get on it, text, don't do it over YouTube, but send a message to me, and I guess we'll add you on here. And we can talk weather. And it is 6 o'clock. Okay. Okay, now we need to talk about something here. Oh, okay, 9 viewers. All right, so it looks like I really am talking to myself right now. By the way, this snow day calculator thing is probably not a good idea. Let's see. Yeah, let's just like take a look at what this will say. All right. Google snow day calculator. Okay, I have 75252. School days 2. Type of school, public. Okay, calculate. 52% chance. Okay. Delay likely. Okay, well, here's the thing, snow day calculator. We don't delay school on Plano ISD. We either cancel it or nothing. So you tell me, boy. Tell me. Do you want an extra third day prediction? Nah, I'm good. So far for tomorrow, we've had no school cancellations in the greater Metroplex area, so we'll have to wait and see. Oh, my hurts. Oh, we're up to 12 viewers now. Okay. So, new forecast data has come out by C. Macaulay saying we're going to have about, saying we're going to remind see 3 to 5 inches of snow now. In fact, let's pull that up here. We're now looking at about 3 to 5 inches of snow in the greater Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex area. And again, we could see some variations in this because of the fact that can you see this? Anyways, okay, whatever. If you look at this, the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, according to Steve McCauley, will be seeing about 3 to 5 inches of snow, and we'll see a little higher amount, half a foot of snow in the area from ranging going from Canton up to Texarkana in southern Arkansas. Now, again, it's important to stress that this will be a localized storm, meaning in some areas you could see a ton of snow, in some areas we could not see a ton of snow. So, and because it's a wet snow, again, I do not think that those likelihood that we're going to cancel school. I think there will be school tomorrow because it's a wet snow. Wet snow, you can actually get traction on a wet snow like that. So I think there probably will be school tomorrow. Now, according to Chris Larson, possible actual snow day tomorrow. That's true. But I still think that there will be school tomorrow. So do your homework, do your lab notes. Stay safe if there is school tomorrow. Right now, there's just saying school closed Tuesday. And school went back on Facebook. I guess. Okay, remember, if you want to get at it, I'll add you on there right now. So what is this? Okay. Okay, I guess I'll add this. like Pete Duncan has something to say. Yeah, it's not. It's probably gonna be a pretty wet snow. All right, how do I add people? What is this? 0923. Okay. And I guess if she wants to come, I'll let her come in. Now, for school on Friday, personally, if you ask me, the chances for Friday are pretty. Right now, there's just not a lot of data for Friday. We really haven't heard anything about Friday, and like today, we've only figured out a lot about the storm as early as late yesterday morning at around 11 a.m. So it's important. So stay tuned on Friday because that could either be absolutely nothing or it could be a ton of stuff. So just make sure to stay tuned on this. All right, and I don't think I'm gonna put Facebook back on just because of the fact that I don't want there to be weird stuff. Okay, I'll get to on Melody. Melody.ql.trauma@gmail. If you want to get added, just send me a quick note. And I'll be here for a while, I'm assuming. Okay, it looks like we have some data coming in here. Weatherford ISD. Take note of this. We have some breaking news here. Weatherford ISD. Weatherford in West Texas. Weatherford is about 20 minutes to the west of Fort Worth. So Weatherford ISD, and they're only expecting about 2 inches of snow over there. They're announcing a 2-hour delay to their schools tomorrow. And they repeat Weatherford ISD, which is about 2 hours to the west of 2 hours to the west. 2 hours to the west is 2 hours to the west they're having a 2-hour delay tomorrow. Okay, so Mel, I don't know how you're doing. Figure it out. I'm sorry. I really don't know how to. Okay, so make sure you, and also like I said before, they will not make an announcement until early tomorrow morning, around 4 a.m. probably. So make sure you get up early tomorrow. Make sure you figure out if you're really that desperate. If you're so against your home, if you're the ultimate procrastinator, what I would do is at least go to sleep early. Go to sleep at around 9 p.m. because tomorrow morning you could wake up at around 4 or 5 a.m. and see if there is school tomorrow. But if there is school tomorrow, you're gonna have to do everything pretty quick in about 3 hours because it's looking like right now that we're gonna have. So like right now we are going to have school on Monday. Now I don't know if you're now realizing that not all of you go to Plano ISD. If you do not go to PISD, then yeah, your chance for delay will be pretty high, especially if you're like a private school where buses aren't factored in the equation. Yeah, I could very well see like if you go to John Paul II or Parrish, those type of places. It's very possible you could see a delay at those schools, a 2-hour delay or so, to the point where the ice begins to melt. However, at this point, I see that right now it's very, very highly unlikely that we'll see a delay for Plano ISD. So it's either going to be really bad to the point where they're going to cancel school, or they're going to be to a point where, or they're going to just tough it out and let everyone go to school. All right. So, yes, we do still have hope for tomorrow. You gotta really pray and hope that 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 there's gonna be a lot of ice and that everything's gonna be okay. But for right now, still think we're gonna have school tomorrow. And I'm sorry if you want to come in, but I'm about to end this, or I'm going to put this on pause. I might come in a couple more. Might come in a couple hours to update you if there is anything that there is to update on. And in that, for right now, do your homework. Expect school tomorrow, unless something big happens tonight. Have a great night, everyone.